Yesterday I posted a video on my YouTube channel and I believe no one is gonna watch it. And I'm gonna tell you why. You're gonna have to excuse the sound of the wind and the occasional car because I really wanted to record a video with this beautiful blue sky on the background. You can see some chemtrails on the sky, but it still looks good. The reason I believe no one is gonna watch the video I posted yesterday, it is titled English Teacher Struggles with Spanish in Spain. The reason I believe nobody's gonna watch it is because I spoke too fast on that video. And what is the problem of speaking fast? When we speak too fast, we make too many mistakes. If you watch that video, you're gonna notice that I make lots of mistakes. Not conceptual mistakes though, I mean actually speaking mistakes. My tongue gets all messed up, I forget some words, I mess up some time tenses sometimes. That's what speaking fast causes. When you speak too fast, you don't have time to lay out your thoughts perfectly. And so when you try to put them out without them being laid out in your mind, you're gonna inevitably make several mistakes. Those mistakes are problematic because it affects the person who is listening to you, which is my second point. The person who is listening to you talk is not you. What does that mean? It means that their mind is different. They don't have the same background. They don't come from the same place. They didn't study at the same school. They don't see the world the way you do. If I mention the word chair right now, think of a chair. You will probably think about, I don't know, maybe a wooden chair, maybe a plastic chair you're sitting on. I think about my office chair that I left back in Brazil, like a huge, expensive chair. Now, if we can think differently about something as simple as a chair, imagine what could happen if you were trying to make somebody understand more complex ideas. That's why you need to speak slower so that you give time for the other person to absorb and process whatever you're trying to say. If you speak too fast, they're not going to have time to even try and see the world the way you do. So they're not going to understand what you have to say. I get that sometimes we get very enthusiastic about what we have to say. That's what happened in my video, right? I was talking about a subject that is very dear to my heart. I was talking about an experience I had just had. So it was very fresh in my mind. I was excited. I want to make the video. But then when we let ourselves get carried away by enthusiasm, we start to speak faster and our voice raises to the nose, and then we don't have time to think, and then we start to stutter. You know, enthusiasm is good, but letting ourselves get carried away by it is going to damage the message you have. Because remember, when we are talking, it's not about us. It's not even about the message. It's about the other person. It doesn't matter if you are very enthusiastic. It doesn't matter if you packed a lot of value into a YouTube video, like I believe I did. If people don't get it, if people can't follow it, if others don't understand, it doesn't matter. You see, that's why you need to speak slower. It's all about whoever is listening to you. And speaking slower also helps you have a better image on the other person's mind. Because think about it. When somebody speaks calmly and collectedly, they look smarter. They look more confident. And we want to listen to people who sound smart and sound confident. We want to. Everybody wants to. So if you're able to portray that image, people are going to listen to you more. That's what we want. Also, when you give yourself the time to think, you're going to be able to come up with better vocabulary to use. The words we're going to choose are going to be more beautiful, more complex. Maybe they can even express our thoughts even better. And you're going to, again, sound a lot smarter. You're going to be able to recall that nice word you saw in a book one time. And that's going to solidify your vocabulary even further. You're going to be able to maybe recall some expression, some interesting new phrasal verb you learned. That's why we need to speak slower. And also, we are going to use less filler words and sounds when we speak slower. You're going to feel a lesser urge to use words like, to use sounds like and because when we speak slower, we tend to use the silence more often. Many people see silence as an enemy of communication, but it's its greatest ally. Silence is what gives you time to think and not make mistakes. Silence is what gives time to the other people to absorb, process what you were saying. So use silence more. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of silence. Again, you're gonna sound better, you're gonna look more confident. You're not like desperate trying to fill the silence with something. So the idea is, next time you speak to anyone, you may be speaking to your mom at the kitchen, maybe you're talking to some friends online over a game perhaps, maybe you're calling a friend, maybe you're calling some kind of business because you need a service or a product. Remind yourself to speak at least 25% slower. 25% slower. That's already gonna make a huge difference. If you can bring yourself down to 50% slower, you're gonna see huge benefits. And I was about to finish the video, but I just remembered something more. If you can bring yourself to speak slower, you're also gonna pay more attention to your voice. You're gonna be able to keep your voice down in your throat. Your voice is gonna sound more rich, more smooth, as opposed to that voice that we had when we get very excited and the voice goes to the nose and it gets annoying, you know? So you wanna keep your voice down here. It's easier to listen to. You're gonna feel more confident if you're able to keep your voice down here. If you let yourself get carried away by enthusiasm, you're gonna lose focus on your voice. You're not gonna be able to keep it down. Of course, I'm not telling you to speak slow and lazy like some guys that can't open their mouth. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You need energy, you need emotion. You need to want to say what you're saying. You need to put in the energy. But you cannot let yourself get carried away by enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is good. I am enthusiastic right now. I am very passionate about this subject. But if I let myself get carried away, you're gonna get less of it. That's why we need to pay attention. It's about the other person. We want them to understand everything, so we need to keep it slow. That's it for this video. I hope you appreciate the subject. Comment on the video. Let me know if I said something wrong, if you counted how many mistakes I made even though I'm speaking slowly. And I hope you appreciate this view as much as I do. Aside from the chemtrails, look at that, Jesus Christ. I see you next time.